How does my computer know where I am? Hi, everyone. Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. Here's a question. My computer and phone seem to know where I am. How do they do that? Sometimes they get it wrong, as in placing me in another country, and deny access to things I think I should be able to see. To be honest, location identification is complicated. It's a mix of various inputs from various places. While I'm not 100% knowledgeable on all the possibilities that can factor into location, I do have a sense of how things work, more or less. To begin with, it depends on how you're looking at your location, or who is looking at it. Websites almost always rely solely on your IP address. This is information that's provided by your ISP when you connect to the internet. Using a tool like whatisimyipaddress.com, you can get an approximate location. Now, an IP address cannot be used to identify your exact location. It can be off by many miles. Most websites don't care as long as the location is close-ish. Depending on the location service being used, mine is commonly off by about 10 to 20 miles. Being misidentified as in being in a completely different country implies a few other things. First off, it could mean you're using a VPN. You, of course, would know if this is the case. A VPN is a common approach to intentionally appear to be in a different country. Your ISP has a large network and is routing you through various places for reasons unknown. If whatisimyipaddress.com shows you coming from a different country, you'll have to ask your ISP why. The IP location database is incomplete or wrong. I just don't have a good solution for this one. But 90% of geolocation, as it's called, by remote websites uses your IP address. Now, the location identified by your PC can also be determined or influenced by your IP address, as we've discussed, any GPS hardware in your computer. This naturally results in a much more accurate result, not wild mistakes. Nearby Wi-Fi networks. We'll talk about that in a second. Nearby cellular networks and cell towers for mobile devices. And then any location you've told the software on your machine. Any or all of these, and perhaps some other techniques, might be used. Wi-Fi is interesting. There are databases of Wi-Fi access point locations. These include not just public Wi-Fi, such as your local coffee shop, but home and business locations as well. Through various means, each Wi-Fi access point is associated with a location. That could be as simple as someone connecting a mobile device that has location functionality, such as GPS, to the access point. When someone else connects to that same access point later, their location can be identified as at or near that access point. Most of the time, this is fairly reliable, unless the access point moved. As an extreme example, I have friends who live on a cruise ship making its way around the world. The ship, of course, has Wi-Fi. Periodically, the Wi-Fi's location is updated to the current location of the ship. Periodically, though, can mean an update every few weeks. Even as the ship moves to its next port, the Wi-Fi location continues to show the last updated location. It's not uncommon for Google to think that my friends are in one location, while the actual location of the ship they're on is hundreds of miles away. Clearly, Google is relying primarily on Wi-Fi-based location. Now, there are several things that can get more complicated. Your various devices may talk to one another. Your PC's location could be influenced by your mobile device if they happen to share an account of some sort, say a Google or a Microsoft account. Tablets and laptops that move around regularly see similar sources of confusion, as they see different locations for a while and then connect to random Wi-Fi hotspots and cellular towers on their travels. They could also share information when they notice they're near your stationary desktop, perhaps by sharing a Wi-Fi connection or by being within Bluetooth range. Sometimes software just does things wrong. My Amazon Echo home devices use the location of my phone as if it were the location of my home. Now, when I traveled to Europe some years ago, the lights controlled by the Amazon Echo in my home were turning off and on according to European time, not the actual time at home. My computer has a spot-on concept of where I am. I suspect it's because I told both Google and Microsoft my home address as part of setting up accounts and/or just using the computer. Google does a reasonable job of showing my phone's location as I'm out and about because of its use of GPS. But honestly, sometimes it seems like location services are just so much magic. About the only thing I can recommend when services claim you're in the wrong country is to fire up a VPN and choose a connection that is in the country you want. As I mentioned earlier, VPNs are often used to access content restricted to your actual location. For example, I use it occasionally to watch live TV from the Netherlands, even though I'm in the United States. But using it as another way to access content from your own country is perfectly valid as well. A VPN connected to the US would show as a different IP address to the remote sites, but at least it would be in the correct country. Sadly, that works only at the country level. Most VPNs won't expose a more granular location. The bottom line here is that if you're connected to the internet normally, meaning through your ISP's provided connection, and multiple websites consistently identify you as being in a wrong country, I'd contact your ISP for assistance. You could try using VPNs or perhaps different internet connections, perhaps your mobile device, which should coincidentally have a more accurate location, in the interim. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/187540. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.